In this video tutorial you will learn about Himalayan livestock guardian dogs like Tipton Mastiff, Khedi, Booty Cooker, Kashmiri Bakarwal, Kashmiri Exaya, Ladakhi and Khai Apso. You will compare all Himalayan livestock guardian dog breed with their similarities and differences. Results and discussion will be displayed at the end of this video, so you will keep in touch till the end of the video. From the Himalayan range, Himalayas are 7,200 meters high. It's home to many of the world's highest peaks like Mount Everest and K2. And the Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, China and Pakistan, India are 6 countries. If you see this range of Himalaya, there are different countries like Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, etc. And these mountains are very large mountains and the very harsh climate. So the breed should be very tolerant to these climatic conditions. There are different breeds, different rare breeds existing in these regions, especially livestock guardian dog breeds. Today we will discuss about those breeds which are very common. These dogs are gigantic, intelligent and aggressive. Most have broad jaws, powerful muzzle, long furry coats. These traits make the dogs uniquely suitable for the Himalayan climate. Most of the Himalayan dog breeds share certain common characters like Nepali sheepdog, Nepali hill dog, indigenous mastiff, Himachali Khedi, Kashmiri sheepdog or Bakarwal, Bhutia sheepdog, Damchi from Bhutan. This Bhutia is from Bhutan and Tipton mastiff from Tibet. There are different dog breeds which are found at different websites and different media. Now Nepali sheepdog, also known as Bhutia. Nepali sheepdog are native to Nepal and are also available and popular in India, Bhutan, etc. They are very alert dogs, intelligent and make excellent guard dogs. They fall into the herding category but also make great working. Now Nepali hill dogs are native to Nepal. Also there are Nepalian breed and there are very affinity for the hills. Member of this breed is also known as black hill dog. There are also known as black hill dogs or Pahadi cooker in the native language. Pahadi main hill, they have long black furry coats, look like small bears. Now indigenous mastiffs or Himalayan guard dogs are those found mainly on the Ladakh region of Himalaya. These are the Ladakh region of Himalaya. They look very similar to Tipton Mastiff, but their behavior is different. Himalayan Mastiff are calm and gentle dogs who love to please their master and stay close to their owners and families. There are gentle dogs. Now Himachali Gaddi dogs, native to Indian breed, and the best place to find them is Himachal state. This is considered as the oldest descendant of Tipton Mastiff, bred to protect livestock from leopards and other wild animals. Very intelligent dogs and loves sheep and goats, etc. Now Kashmiri sheepdog or Bakarwal is indigenous to Pir Panjal mountains range of Kashmir, Himalayas, were originally bred by a nomadic group of Muslim called Gujars. Now Bakarwal is taken from the word Bakri, which means goat. And now mountain dogs from Bhutan, there are different mountain dogs from Bhutan. Bhutan is home to 2 different sized dog breeds. Bhutia, this is not Bhutia of Nepal, this is Bhutia of Bhutan. Giant cattle dogs from the Himalayan range of Bhutan, bred for herding, powerful dogs, ferocious dogs and loyal, alert and protective dogs, and they are devoted to their families and master, make great guard dogs. Bhutia sheepdog is native to Bhutan. And there is another breed known as Damchi, is a small to medium sized dog from Bhutan and also known as Komaito, which means my little baby. Almost extinct now, that's why we have not discussed these 2 breeds in later video. We have discussed only popular breeds. Now Tibetan Mastiff, as all of you know, Tibetan Mastiffs are native to Tibet and are sometimes referred as Dokhai in older name and shade. Can be seen in the northern parts of Nepal, India and Bhutan. In Nepal they are known as Bhuti cooker. It's a differential statement. Keep in mind there are 2 concepts about Bhutia. We will discuss later. Kashmiri Exaya is another breed of Kashmir with Gujar, very impressive barking stamina, with the barking stamina of in a rhythm barking. That's why it's called Exaya. Many color like mostly in brindle, black and grey, red fawn, camel color, etc. Some properties are lengthy and heavy muzzle, hairless legs, bunch of hairs on shoulder, etc. Now we will discuss it in detail at the end of the video. And this breed is not world best livestock guardian but good livestock guardian dog breed, best working breed. Now mountain dogs from Bhutan, as we discussed earlier, two different sized dog breeds, Puthi sheepdog and Damchi, but they are not popular, so we will not discuss them in later video. Yes, this is a discussable breed. Three Himalayan mountain dog breeds of India: indigenous Mastiff, Gaddi, etc. We will discuss Gaddi inshallah next video. And from Tibet we have different mountain dog breeds, and Lhasa Apso, Tipton Spaniel and Tipton Terrier are also found in Tibet, but they are not livestock guardian dog breeds. Look at Tipton Terrier and you will see Lhasa Apso and Shih Tzu, etc. These are Thai breeds. These are not livestock guardian dog breeds. Our video is related to livestock guardian dog breeds, so we will discuss only livestock guardian. Now come to our breed standard. Only registered breed of Himalayas is Tipton Mastiff, so we will discuss only Himalayan Mastiff, Tipton Mastiff, only Himalayan. We will compare all other Himalayan breeds with breed standards of Tipton Mastiff, which are only registered breed standard. Now have a look on Tipton Mastiff breed standards along with necessary information about canine body parts. Look at these images. You can stop the video, you can clearly understand all the things, then you can proceed. First we will understand body standard of Tipton Mastiff, then we will compare all other Himalayan livestock guardian dog breeds, and at the end we will evaluate the results. So you should keep touch till the end of this video. Now you can stop this image and you can easily find all the necessary things. You can find the cephalic index, occiput to stop and stop to nose length. You can find the girth of this dog. You can find the height, body parts, hock region. You can find hind legs. You can find tail. These are the breed standards which are from United Kennel Club. You can see any kennel club breed standard related to any kennel club. The general appearance of Tipton Mastiff, they are large, sound, well-boned and muscled dogs and powerful dogs. Look at this dog. This large, muscular and well-balanced dog. And impressive head provides a noble and dignified look, and with the man around the head and neck. Head is balanced. Males are larger than females. There are some other properties related to Tipton Mastiff. Look at this dog. This is very fine specimen and aboriginal. And now curl-tailed, carried over the back, and different body parts. Eyes partially or wholly obscured by loose excess skin or wrinkles are known as disproportionate, not good. This is a very fine specimen related to old blood. Now discuss about head. Head is broad, heavy and strong. Proportion from occiput to stop, this is very important. And stop to the end of the nose range from equal length 1 to 1. This ratio should be 1 to 1 to a muzzle that is somewhat shorter than the length of the top skull 2 to 3. If the ratio is less, it means the ratio from stop to nose should be less, not from head to stop. Now if you see skull is just off square, wide from ear to ear, slightly rounded with a strongly dignified skull, and the stop is moderate but well defined. The stop is defined by prominent. This is very important. The stop is well defined. The stop of this breed is well defined. Now if you see the stop and the jaws, muzzle fairly broad, well padded muzzle, moderate flews that cover the line of underjaw, and it's a dry mouth breed. And you can see the parts, you can see the muzzle of this dog, you can see the nose of this dog, you can see the lips of this dog. Now eyes are medium sized almond to diamond in shape, well apart. Eyes are not obscured by wrinkles or loose skin, and ears should be medium sized, triangular ear pendant set between the level of the skull and the eye, hanging close to the head when in. Now look at the eyes and ears of this dog is compressed from behind. And look at the neck is strong, arched and well muscled, very wide at the base, short in length. Forequarters, if you see forequarters, moderately angulated and muscular shoulders. Now serious fault of neck is excessive double dewlap. Excessive dewlap is present in Tibetan Mastiff. This is the man of the Tibetan Mastiff. Look at this dog, very beautiful dog. So this is the scissor biting of this dog. Look at the teeth of this dog. and this one is very cute. Look at the hairs of 4 legs, 4 quarter. Wow, this is, look at this dog, completely box like structure, scary shape. And look at the flews of this dog. Look at the hairs of this dog paws. Look at the paws with hairs. These all were almost aboriginal Tipton Mastiff specimens. Now observe other Himalayan livestock guardian dogs according to these standards. These all were those information which are present in different websites and media. As these all Himalayan dogs are not registered, so do not rely on false information. Seek knowledge about canine anatomy and use your own eyes to judge these dogs. Now it's time to compare all these breeds and information with your own eyes and judge them as a judge of ring in a dog show. Do with all canine breeds. You should maintain yourself as a judge of ring, and you should use your eyes. Now stop this video here and completely observe these all body parts of a dog. What are the body parts of, what are the important body parts? Now stop here again and completely observe what is the cephalic index of this dog, what are the hind legs, the proportion of hock, what are the length of legs, and what are the position of tail, etc., what are the position of ears, what is the shape of mouth. Some lover of Himalayan livestock guardian dogs have their different pages and groups on Facebook with some right and wrong information. Some use these all Himalayan dogs as Himalayan sheep dogs, and some use Himalayan mountain dogs. Both names are correct, as they all dogs are related to Himalayan shepherds. Himalayan shepherd dog is sometimes used for Bhutia of Nepal. According to experts, these all livestock guardian dogs in Himalaya have significant similarity in look and territorial, but some breeds are different. Some are different in these, but those having significant difference should taken as a separate blood and should not be mixed together. This is very important point. Some breeds are different. Now what is a breed? A breed is a set of individuals which possess some separate qualities, some special quality than other, and most important is that these qualities should be constantly travel from the great grandparents to grandparents and to parents and then to their sons, grandsons and onwards. Remember, all qualities or traits in scientific term are controlled by different set of genes. Different shape of a same trait means this quality. You look at the hairs of this man, these are controlled by set of genes. It means there are different genes which control different traits. So if a breed has any difference, a unique trait, it means this breed is different. Now what is a landrace? A population of indigenous domestic dogs which develops after the influence of specific ecology and climate. This is influenced by climatic conditions. Land races are heterogeneous, but there are many same characters which keep them in a same group. The primary distinguishing factor that defines a landrace breed is its connection to a specific region. This dog possesses certain traits that enable them to survive in certain conditions. These are influenced by certain conditions. Now, first of all, we will discuss about Bhuti Kukkar. Bhuti Kukkar is native to Nepal and it is very much similar to Aboriginal Old School Tipton Mastiff or Rukai. This is still not registered by any major club. There are different assumptions about this breed. Some claim it as a separate native breed of Nepal and name it as Himalayan sheepdog. Some claim it as ancestor of Tipton Mastiff. Some claim it as a landrace, or some claim it as a descendant. Some have added as the same breed as Tipton Mastiff. These all statements may be true or false, but the most valid statement from our side, by judging its all phenotype, that Bhuti Kukkar have a strong relation with Tipton Mastiff. Now, either it is an ancestor of Tipton Mastiff, either it is a landrace, either it is a cousin breed of Tipton Mastiff, either it is a descendant of Tipton Mastiff, either it is a separate breed. Now, this is not a separate breed, but there are some relation of Tipton Mastiff and Bhuti Kukkar. Look at these dogs; they are very much close to each other. Close to Tipton Mastiff. Look at the phenotype of this dog. This dog is very much close to Aboriginal ancient Tipton Mastiff or Rukai. You will see this dog. Look at the phenotype of this dog. This dog is also resembles to old school Tipton Mastiff. The blood which was found at Tibet decades ago. If you look at the phenotype and other qualities of Bhuti Kukkar, look at the muzzle, look at the head shape, this dog is very much close to Rukai. This dog is Bhutia and this is Bhuti Kukkar and very much close to Dokai. This is also Bhuti Kukur from Nepal. There are some variations and mixing of other common breeds. Look at this dog, very much similar to Dokai. There are some variations in blood of these dogs with by crossing with some native breeds, but the fair specimens of Bhutia or Bhuti Kukur are very much close to Tibetan, old school Tibetan Mastiff, old school, not now Chinese mutt or European blood, not. We are discussing about old school Tibetan Mastiffs. And look at this dog. This is very much, look at the muzzle of this dog. These are Bhutia. These all information and images of real Bhuti Kukur reveals that Bhuti dogs is very much close to original Tibetan Mastiff dog or Tibet or the Great Dokai. It means there is a great correlation of Bhuti Kukur with registered TM of Tibet or original ancient Dokai. Variations are also there, but maybe due to climate and habitat change, but still there is more need to study about it. Now Bakarwal dogs of state of Jammu and Kashmir. What is Bakarwali dog? Bakarwal is term derived from Bakri, which means goat. Bakri means goat, and those people which raise goats are known as Bakarwal. Those people in Himalayan region, especially they are present in Pir Panjal mountain, used to protect their livestock by two different types of dogs. One is called Bakarwali dog, and next is Iksaya. Iksaya is one breed we will discuss later, also known as Ladakhi, but not present in Ladakh. As it seems, this breed is it's barking without taking breath, so it is known as Iksaya. We will discuss it later. Bakarwal dog is more similar to Aboriginal Tibetan Mastiff, Tibet Dokai. You can stop this video and you can read all these statements. Iksaya is mistakenly taken as same as Bakarwal, but there is a lot of differences between these two breeds, which will be discussed later. Now, see Bakarwal tribes of India. These are the Muslims, Gujars, Bakarwal tribes of India. You can see their livelihood style. Their language is Gojri language, and there are Kashmiri Urdu and Dogri are also spoken by those people. And Gojri is one of the ancient languages of India, very much traditional and full of expressions. Gojri language. They are used by Bakarwal tribal community of India. Now, see these people, they used to raise goats and sheep for their livelihood. These are Muslims, and you will see they wear shalwar and kameez. If you look at them, they wear shalwar and kameez as a dress, while Gaddi tribe of Himalaya wears pants, etc. Occupation. They are nomadic shepherds who roam around Himalayan states, especially Jammu and Kashmir, in search of pasture for their livestock. Now look at this puppy at the back of this horse. What a beautiful puppy. And these people use their tax to carry their small pups and small kids of goats and sheep. There is a great variation in the livelihood of these peoples. Very simple livelihood, very beautiful peoples, very good land. Look at this. These are basically Muslims. These are Gujar tribes. These are Muslims, and they used to roam around Himalayan mountains in Kashmir region. They are mostly found in Jammu and Kashmir, Pir Panjal region, and mostly found in the valleys of Kashmir and high mountain altitude of Kashmir. These Gujars are specific to Kashmir, Bakarwal. Now look at this breed. Hairs on head and forehead, hairs on ears, smoothly hairy body, and prominent hairs on legs and paws. Now look at this one. This dog is also very much similar to Tibetan Mastiff. It's look like a smaller, shorter version of Tibetan Mastiff. Look at this. This is a pure Bakarwali dog. Pure, 100% pure. This also resembles very much close to Tibetan Mastiff, ancient Tibetan Mastiff. This one is in winter coat, and this one is also a good specimen of Bakarwali breed. The breed or their blend race, either same as Tibetan Mastiff, it will be discussed later. This one is also, this is maybe a Ladakhi, Iksaya, and a Bakarwali mixed breed, because its color is brindle. And this one is fine, good specimen of Bakarwali, either you can say breed or land race. This one is very good specimen, and look at the courage of this dog. These dogs are basically stubborn, courageous dog, mostly found in black, but also found in brownish and tan, black and tan is mostly prominent color of Bakarwal. Black and tan and black color are mostly found in Bakarwal dogs. That's why there is so much close relation of Bakarwali with Tibetan Mastiff, because there are so many qualities which are similar in these both breeds. Either you can say breed or either you can say land race. They are very much territorial dogs, very much, and they are very brave and courageous dogs like Tibetan Mastiff, and they can even die for their family. Look at this dog. This is very much close to Tibetan Mastiff. Ancient Tibetan Mastiff or Dokhai. You are now concerning ancient Tibetan Mastiff, not now modern Tibetan Mastiff. Not. This dog is very much close to ancient Tibetan Mastiff or Dokhai. You can found them in Tibet, and this again like a shorter version of Tibetan Mastiff. These all are Bakarwali dogs, belongs to Gujar nomads of Kashmir. Look at the back view of this dog, very much similar, very much similar. But we are discussing about ancient blood of Tibetan Mastiff, not modern. These are very territorial, very aggressive dogs. Look at this dog. This Bakarwali breed or Bakarwali dogs are very much aggressive dogs, very much aggressive dogs. Their muzzle is shorter. Their muzzle is shorter and broader. Here you can see shorter muzzle. This is a female. Look at this dog, muzzle of this dog. Look at the look of this dog. Look at the man of this dog. Shorter dog, but very much similar to Tibetan Mastiff. Look at flews of these. There are different documentaries related to Bakarwali breed and Bakarwal tribes. You can find easily on YouTube. If you click on YouTube, Bakarwal tribes, Bakarwal dog, you can find different documentaries, different works by different people, very good dog lovers. And look at this dog. Look at the shape of this dog, very much beautiful shape. Look at the back shape of this. Look at this dog. This dog is most close to Aboriginal Tibetan Mastiffs. These were all Bakarwali dog breeds which are found in Kashmir, and now we will proceed toward other dog breeds, and at the end we will inshallah discuss about by examining all features, especially phenotype, look and behavior, stubborn aggression and territorial behavior of Bakarwali livestock guardian dog breed. It reveals that there is much close relation of Bakarwali with ancient Aboriginal Tibetan Mastiff or Dokhai dogs. This thing was discussed earlier, that they are very much close to ancient Aboriginal Tibetan Mastiff. Bhuti original Bhuti dog, which are very fair, and Bakarwali are very much close to Dokhai or Tibetan Mastiff. Now what is Gaddi? Origin of Gaddi dog is same as Himalaya. Phenotype is also same as Himalayan breed, but there is a difference. So much interaction of Gaddi dog with other Himalayan landrace. It means that there is any interaction of Gaddi dog with other Himalayan dog breeds, but there is a slight difference in Himalayan Gaddi than other Himalayan breeds. If you look at these people, these are Gaddi peoples, and if you look at the socio-economic status of Gaddi tribe, you have to download this paper and you have to study this research article, and you can see the a screenshot of these articles. This Gaddi tribe is mostly found in Himachal Pradesh. Look at the dress of these people. They will use wool. They will, if you see them, pants and shirts they will use, and their ladies are fairly use kameez shalwar. But if you see their livelihood, you will see they raise goats and sheep for their livelihood. They are different. Now Gaddi Kutta, it's known as Gaddi Kutta. Kutta means dog, and Gaddi, as the name indicates, Gaddi related to Gaddi tribes, and Kutta means dogs. Gaddi Kutta it's fairly related to Gaddi tribe of India. There are large breeds of India. Gaddi have a larger size look with taller and slightly slender body than a Tibetan Mastiff. Too much resemblance with few differences like coat size, tail curve, less tulip. According to scientists, it seems that Gaddi is made for less cold and harsh climate than TM Dokhai. It may be some people claim that Gaddi have some Indian Mastiff blood in them. Like you can say that Tibetan Mastiff cross with Indian Mastiff and Gadi is originated. Now these are some specimen of Gadi. Look at the height. These are very much tall and large breed. It's a huge breed, mostly 32, 33 at shoulders, inches at shoulders. And there are, look at the size of these dogs. Look at the size of these dogs. They are very much large breeds. Look at the flews and look at the muzzle of this dog. They are very much large in height and taller dogs. This is a Gadi dog. Look at the shape and look at this. Look at the curve of tail. It's less curved than Tibetan Mastiff. So it's revealed that there is somehow difference in these two breeds. Tibetan Mastiff and Gadi have somehow difference. But what is the difference? What is the mixing of native breed? What breed is there which mix with the ancestors of Tibet is not considered now. Not well understood. Now Tibetan Khai Apso. What is Tibetan Khai Apso? This is another livestock guardian dog breed related to Tibet area. If you stop this video here and you read all these, you will discuss about, you will learn about Tibetan Khai Apso. This is a bearded face breed. If you look at it, this is slender, large, not large but slender body and bearded face. And look at Tibetan Mastiff. The shape of Tibetan Mastiff and Khai Apso is totally different. Difference of phenotype is significant. Bearded, lengthy muzzle of Khai and long, slender, shaggering appearance of Khai Apso with no dewlap and quite lighter body than a TM is quite significant difference between these two breeds. It means there is something unique in the blood of Khai Apso. If you look at Khai Apso, there are also aggressive breed. They are known as Ban Gadi in India. Next, this is a very important thing. These dogs are known as Ban Gadi in India and in different parts of Kashmir. This is very aggressive breed. This is a fairly large breed than other type breeds of Tibet, so that it may be used as livestock guardian dogs, and it is using as a livestock guardian dog breed in different areas of Tibet. But this bearded face is a significant difference of this breed, that it has something different in their blood, because this characteristic is transferring from great grandparents to parents, and then from parents to sons and onwards. It means that there are a set of genes which control this quality of bearded face, and this quality is different. So there is a different genome in this breed, in the blood of this breed. So it means that this breed is quite different from other livestock guardian dog breeds, or we can say that this breed is quite different from Tibetan Mastiff. Khai Apso is also related to Himalayan region, therefore it shares many similarities with other Himalayan livestock guardian dog breeds or landes. But when talk about overall distinct feature of Khai Apso breed, especially look, phenotype, bearded face, slender body, etc., and by observing successful transferring of these specific genes of a separate look bearded face from great grandparent to offspring, it may clear that it possesses some special and different genes, as all resort qualities are controlled by specific genes. Now it's a question that its Khai Apso is a landrace as other Himalayan landraces. A landrace of the same blood but different phenotype shapes have very few differences, like short or long coat according to climate, small size, huge size, etc. But if we see, there is significant, and they are even observed by laymen, that they argument that Khai Apso has a significant difference. If TM and Khai Apso are landraces of Dokhai, then Khai Apso should be same to same as TM, because they share common habitat, common climate of Tibet. This significant difference shows that genes are different, so their genome is different. He absolutely loves the livestock. This breed also loves the livestock. It's a very important thing that these are not Thai breeds, these are livestock guardian. Now, prior to discussing next breeds, we should discuss cephalic index. What is cephalic index? Cephalic index or cranial index is the ratio of maximum weight bipartite diameter BPD side to side, or you can say occipitofrontal diameter, maximum length front to back. This is the cephalic index. Now if you calculate, you can calculate by the cephalic index by dividing these both lines and multiply by 100. Now Look at dolichocephalic, mesocephalic and brachycephalic breeds shapes. Dolichocephalic is larger and lengthy muzzle, and mesocephalic is medium, while brachycephalic is shorter muzzle breed. Now what is this A, B and C? Look at the A from occiput to stop, A to B, and from stop to nostril it's B to C. And look at this. This is the ratio of OPD and BPD we have discussed earlier. This is known as cephalic index, and when we multiply it by 100 we can find cephalic index. What is cephalic index? Cephalic index is very necessary as it controls different characteristics, because there are different research and papers which show that different morphology have different characters or behaviors. Different morphology of dogs behaves different behavior. Now some breeds have high cephalic index known as brachycephalic, some have low cephalic and known as dolichocephalic. Dolichocephalic have low cephalic index because their length is large, so that's why the ratio is low. Now greyhound etc. are dolichocephalic breeds, they have low cephalic index, and mastiff cross etc. have high cephalic index because there are mesocephalic or brachycephalic breed. There is the ratio of brain axis, and you can see angle of deflection here. This angle of deflection is from hard palate toward brain. Now cephalic index also have their role in dog trainability. Different cephalic index have different trainability capabilities. You can see this research paper you can see at different websites. Now some morphological traits of purebred dogs in Australia also results different trends of popularity of those dogs. It means that morphology of dog is also governed by some different genes. Now if you see association between domestic dog morphology and behavior scores in dog mentality, you can also find here that different morphology have different mentality assessments. Now it's a very important point that different morphology have different behaviors and different. Now this is very important paper. This is a very important paper for the landmarks of these breeds. What are the landmarks which can differentiate different breeds? There are different landmarks which differentiate different breeds on the basis of different models, different statistical tools, there is a method Grassmann manifold which have used by this author. Now look at the landmarks. These are different landmarks. Look at these proper look at these eyes. These are the landmarks. Look at the proper shape, triangular shape, different regions of these dogs. It will reveal that there is a specific relation prior to discussing different breeds. You should notice their different landmarks. If there are same, it means that the breed is fairly close, either cousin breed. There are 8 landmarks. Look at this image. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 landmarks which are discussed as a Grassmann manifold method applied by the author, and he discussed 8 landmarks which differentiate different breeds. Now this is the Grassmann manifold method. If you learn Grassmann manifold method, you should learn it from heart, and you should consult different websites, different YouTube videos etc. to learn this method, and you should apply this method on different breed. Now we are discussing about Ixaya breed of Kashmir. Prior to discussing Ixaya breed, we are discussing cephalic index. Now this is Kashmiri Ixaya breed male, and this is Tipton Mastiff. If you see the cephalic index, if you see the lung from stop to nostril, you will find a clear significant difference. And if you apply Grassmann manifold method, you will see a clear difference in the morphology of head and ears of these both breeds. This is very much important topic. This is where Grassmann method. Look at the body. Look at the slender body of Kashmiri Ixaya and thick and boxy body of Tibetan Mastiff. This is the muzzle of a Kashmiri Exaya pup. Look at, now apply Grassman manifold method. If you apply Grassman manifold method, you will see that there is a significant difference if you compare it with the puppy of Tibetan Mastiff. If you compare Ladakhi or Exaya puppy with Tibetan Mastiff, you will find a significant difference. Now we are only discussing about Grassman manifold method. We will discuss all these features later when we discuss Exaya breed. Now only you understand the concept of Grassman manifold method. What are the differences of Grassman method? Now look at the shape of the head and muzzle of these two breeds. There is a only registered breed Tibetan Mastiff which you can use for breed standard. Now if compare Ladakhi or Exaya breed of Kashmiri Gujar with Tibetan Mastiff, we can say that this breed is different. We may say that this is a different breed or it is the same breed. But when we apply these methods, now look at the Grassman manifold method applied here. If you apply different statistical tool, if you clearly and deeply observe the phenotype of these two dogs, which are known as Exaya, which barks without break, and which is known as Tibetan Mastiff, as all people know Tibetan Mastiff. Now look at the length from stop to nostril of Tibetan Mastiff and Exaya breed. You will find a great. Now what is, it does not mean that the Exaya have a small and weak muzzle like ground. Kangal also have a dolichocephalic muzzle. Look at the end of this whole paragraph, you will find that Kangal dog with the mastiff-like appearance and massive head also categorized as a dolichocephalic breed. This is a Exaya breed male, Exaya or Ladakhi breed male from Kashmiri Gujar livestock guardian dog. Look at the muzzle of this dog. It is fairly heavy, large muzzle like a Kangal dog. What does Exaya mean? Exaya mean, Ik mean one and Saya mean breed. It means that breed barks in a specific manner, in a rhythm, without breaking breed. For a long time, as it seems, it is barking in one breed. That's why it is called as Exaya, or one breed barking. It seems that this dog is barking in one breed. How it is genetically different? As this quality or trait of continuous open mouth barking is controlled by a specific set of genes which are only present in Exaya breed, and these genes are successfully transferring to next generation from centuries. That's why it is claimed to be a separate breed. Further discuss in detail, we will discuss it. Look at this. Look at the barking of this female. This is not a Exaya. This smaller one is not an Exaya. This is a mix. This one is Exaya female. This. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look at the barking of this female. This is a cross between Bakarwali and Exaya. This one, smaller dog. Large female is a pure Exaya breed female. Now, if we discuss Kashmiri Exaya Ladakhi dog breed of Kashmir, we will see that Kashmiri Ladakhi Exaya is one breath barking dog, bark without break or non-stop barking. You can stop the video and you can read this paragraph as a whole. We will just discuss some important points. This trait is limited to Kashmiri Ladakhi Exaya breed only in whole dog world. Thus breed found as a separate breed. There are three classes of Exaya breed according to continuous repetition of rhythmic bark. If a dog has stamina enough to do bark more than 100 to 1000 to 2000 repetitions, it is known as A class, and similarly B class and C class. Rhythm of barking, specific open mouth barking. Look at this specific open mouth. This is also a significant trait of Exaya breed. It's also considered as real sign of purity in some area. Display of teeth is not found good. This breed has very impressive barking stamina, very loyal to his master, protective, beautiful, courageous, dignified breed, very territorial and fearless breed, very fighting abilities, Many colors, but mostly in brindle color. Look at this point, brindle color. Black and grey are also found, but black and tan is very much less in this breed. Lengthy and heavy muzzle we will discuss later. Hairless legs we will discuss later. A bunch of hairs on shoulder, not very prominent point, but we will discuss later. Curled, straight, bushy tail, double coat, etc. This breed is not world best livestock, but good livestock guardian dog breed, which is found in Kashmir Kashmir. We have discussed the breed Bakarwali of Kashmir. Now this is second breed of Kashmir. Ladakhi or Iksaya is second livestock guardian dog breed of Kashmir. Look at the beauty of Kashmir. What a beautiful area. These are also belong to nomads of Kashmir. Now significant differences. What are significant differences? Tibetan Mastiff have fat and boxy look, while Kashmiri Iksaya have tall and slight slender look. Square shaped head of Tibetan Mastiff. Now mesocephalic toward brachycephalic is the Tibetan Mastiff, while dolichocephalic is the Kashmiri Iksaya. Ratio between occiput to stop and stop to nose is 1:1, while ratio between occiput to stop and stop to nose is not 1:1. Stop to nose length is more, as we discuss later. Almond shaped eyes of Tibetan Mastiff, round to oval eyes of Ladakhi. Fore and rear legs have hairs in Tibetan Mastiff, while fore and rear legs do not possess hair in Ladakhi. Now the head is hairless in Ladakhi. Look, less hairs on head. Black ears, black long heavy muzzle, black mask. Ladakhi or Iksaya breed is mostly black mask. Iksaya breed is mostly black mask. Bunch of hairs, you can see bunch of hairs. Double ring tail. This is double ring. Double ring tail considered as foal in Tibetan Mastiff, but double ring tail is present in Iksaya breed. Lengthy muscle, you can see lengthy muscle, less hairs behind. Hairless legs and paws are very important while discussing Iksaya breed. Double ring tail is also a specific quality of this one. More hairs on neck and back, but forehead and skull is clear. If you see forehead and skull, there are less hairs as compared to Tibetan Mastiff. Proper tall and slightly slender body of Iksaya breed. Hairless legs, large heavy muzzle, dolichocephalic. Toward dolichocephalic, not proper dolichocephalic, but toward dolichocephalic. No dewlap, medium coat and man, black mask and oval paws. Not round and cat-like paws, but oval and large paws. Look at the paws of this red male. Now, second, thick and boxy body, large ears on legs of Tibetan Mastiff, blah blah blah. We have learned earlier. And they are mesocephalic mostly. First of all, deeply observe the muzzle. The muzzle. I know video is taking time, but for better understanding, it is necessary. Muzzle of Kashmiri Iksaya pup. Look at the length. This one is Aboriginal A-class Iksaya male, but this male is weak and of malnourished. This is malnourished pup, but this is very promising toward breeds. Look at the length of muzzle, fairly large muzzle. Now, if you see dolichocephalic, mesocephalic, and brachycephalic, you will find that dolichocephalic have larger length from stop to nose. If you compare these two dogs, this one is Kashmiri Iksaya and the next is Tibetan Mastiff. Now observe the muzzle and cranial length, cephalic index, especially from stop to nostril and nostril to head. Now this is the muzzle of a Tibetan Mastiff. Look at the flews. Remember, the muzzle of Kashmiri Iksaya breed is long and slightly thin at puppy stage, but with the development of age, the muzzle becomes stronger and heavier like a Kangal breed. This is very important point. Not this is a you can say dolichocephalic in not this sense that it possesses a lean and weak muzzle, very strong muzzle. Now this is the Kangal. Kangal is also dolichocephalic breed. You are well known of Kangal. If you look at this, you can study this research paper from it. This is the shape of Iksaya at puppy age. Look at this dog. These are puppy. These are malnourished dogs, not well fed because the people do not keep them in good condition. Look at the muzzle of this dog. This is 1 year old, only 1 year, 10 months old, 10 months old dog from Sardar Taraf Poonch area. These all dogs were taken from a similar area, very confined area known as Poonch, very smaller area of Poonch. Proper shape of Iksaya breed female, you can see black marks, lengthy muzzle, and owner is Sardar Majid Khan of Poonch Azad Kashmir. This is from Poonch Azad Kashmir. And look at this dog. This is also a Ladakhi, very much promising puppy. This is also 7 to 8 month old puppy. This is a ancestor of Iksaya. Now you can say that this dog is very old and 12 to 13 years old and very promising dog. This one is look at the shape of muzzle. This is fairly A class Ladakhi. Now look at the hairless legs, proper shape and hairless leg. Look at the height of this muzzle. This breed is very heighted and taller and stronger breed. This is not a shorter breed. This breed is significantly taller than other Himalayan breed except Gadi. Now observe the double ring tail. Double ring tail is also specific Kashmiri Ladakhi, but there is also some evidences of straight tail in this breed. But double ring tail, if you look at double ring tail, this quality is not present in other livestock guardian. It is mostly considered as whole in other livestock guardian dog breeds. Now look at the proper black masked and proper double ring tail of this dog. Look at the double curved tail of this specimen. These all dogs are specifically taken from a special area of Poonch Azad Kashmir. Double curved tail of this dog. Look at the double curved tail of this female. This is a female. Look at the proper brindle color of this female. Look at double curved tail, black mask, lengthy heavy muzzle of this dog. Owner Sardar Murtaza of Poonch Azad Kashmir. These all dogs belong to Poonch. Now look at double curved tail, a strong statue, well nourished male. Owner Muhammad Talib of Poonch Azad Kashmir. Poonch Kashmir. Double curved tail again. These all dogs are taken from a small area of Poonch. Kashmiri, also known as Pakistani Kashmir or Pakistani Akbar Kashmir. Now observe black mask specific to Kashmiri Saya. You have observed black mask, so you should observe eyes of Kashmiri. You have already observed the black mask and eyes of Kashmiri Saya. You will observe now. These are some images of black masked. Eyes will be discussed later. Oval to round eyes and black mask. Look at both features of this dog. Look at the eyes of this female and black mask of this female. 9-month-old Saya female, black mask, owner Shahrukh of Poonch Azad Kashmir. Look at the shape of this taller and lengthy shape. Now observe eyes. Now you will compare the eyes of both breeds. Look at the almond shape eyes of Tipton Mastiff and round to oval brown eyes of Saya breed. Deeply observe both shapes of both breeds. Now observe the hairs, rear legs hairs on a Tipton Mastiff if you see the arrow, and hairless rear and front legs in Kashmiri Saya breed. If you observe prominent hairs, you will observe especially front paws. Tipton Mastiff have, look at the hairs at the front paws of Tipton Mastiff and the front legs. Look at the hairs, prominent hairs on the back legs or rear legs of Tibetan Mastiff. If you compare the legs of both breeds, Saya or Tibetan Mastiff, you will find a significant difference. Complete hairless legs of Saya breed, while hairy legs of. Now look at the front legs of this dog. Look at the front legs and back legs of this dog. Hairless legs, proper muzzle. This is from Sardar Danish of Poonch. Beautiful male, proper shape, owner Sardar Arbab of Poonch. Proper hairless legs and oval to round paws. This is a specific color of breed. If you look at this, and medium coat, slender body, you can stop the video here and you can see slight dolichocephalic shape, oval to round paws and not cat paws, hairless legs, no dew lap, and it is from Khwaja Adnan of Poonch, Kashmir. These all dogs belongs to Khwaja Adnan. You can consult anytime the owners of these dogs. Black mask, brindle male, lengthy muzzle, hairless legs, owner Raja Mujid of Poonch Azad, Jammu Kashmir. Now observe size, slender body, tall look, and compare it with other Himalayan livestock guardian dog breeds. These all dogs are from Poonch Azad, Jammu Kashmir, very specific and very confined area, not very large area. Look at the size of this dog. This is the oldest male. Look at the size of this is 29 at shoulder, famous black line. Black line is very famous regarding Saya. This is very tall. This is very tall female. Now this female is also 27 at shoulders. Owner Sardar Majid Khan of Poonch. This is very tall female. Look at the heelless legs, big paws. This is a male, belong to Sardar Murtaza of Poonch, Kashmir. Marvelous male, 29 at shoulder, 1 year of age. This is from Sardar Iftikhar, also known as Italala of Poonch. Heavy muzzle look, Iksaya breed. This is proper muzzle of Iksaya at the latest stages of age, but at the puppy stage or below 1 year, look at the muzzle of this pride dog of black dog. Now hairless head and legs, tall slender shape, lengthy muzzle, more hair on withers of Sardar Mazhar. Owner is Sardar Mazhar of this dog from Poonch, Kashmir. This dog is 28 at shoulder, quite. This one is fantastic Kashmiri Iksaya breed male. What a look of this dog. This is 2 years of age, 29 at shoulder. Beast male, and it's a son of King Red. King Red is very promising Ladakhi, very promising Iksaya breed male, King Red, and A class Iksaya male of Kashmir. This was his son. Now look at the proper breed look. This female is 26 at shoulder. This male is known as Sheru, 28 at shoulder, and its owner is Sardar Shabir Khan of Ajira Poonch, Azad Kashmir. Very promising male, very promising toward Iksaya breed. This is also Great Lunda. This Lunda is very promising male, and it's no undoubtful Iksaya breed. These all are undoubtful male, which have no doubt by breeders and by native people that they are not Iksaya breed. Now this is Sardar Wajid Khan, 10 months old male from Sardar Wajid Khan of Poonch, Azad Kashmir. Typical Iksaya breed shape, lengthy muzzle, strong hairless legs, etc. This is Great Lunda. Extreme purest Iksaya breed, extreme purest. Wonderful specimen. This is 28 at shoulders, and look at this is again that specific dog which we have discussed earlier, time and again, because this is a purest specimen. This is King Red. This is the grandparent of all Iksaya, great grandfather of all A-class Iksaya breed. Owner Syed Razali Shah of Poonch, Kashmir. This is also a proper shape, huge male, 1 year old, 28 at with it, and also a good Iksaya breed male. If you look at this dog, this is Blackland. Blackland is very famous. This dog is 28 at shoulder. Owner Khwaja Adnan of Poonch. Very, very huge and good dog, and very promising toward breed. This again Great Lunda. This is again. Now look at the shape of Iksaya breed. Possesses ferocious, dignified look. This is a pure Kashmiri Ladakhi. This is the son of Great Lunda, which we have discussed earlier, with purest Iksaya female. No blame on purity of these by local peoples. Everyone in Poonch knows this great Iksaya breed line. Zoom it and check the beauty of Iksaya breed. Now this dog have a shorter muzzle, very malnourished dog, but the breed is promising toward breed. Proper look of puppy stage. This is the look of Iksaya breed at puppy stage. Proper black mask, proper tail. This tail is shaved. Look at this. You have observed different shaved tail. This is a tradition of Kashmiri people, Gujar people, to shave the tails of the dog. Now observe the bunch of hairs behind with this. This is not a significant difference, but you may say. Now it is discussed by different people, native peoples of Kashmir, regarding Iksaya breed, that this bunch of hairs is significant in this breed as compared to Bakarwali breed of Kashmir. Look at the bunch of hairs. This, it seems, because the medium coat is, as far as medium coat is concerned, only bunch of hair is prominent. It may be happen. Look at the bunch of hair. Now observe some Kashmiri Iksaya breed sample from a small division Poonch of Azad. We had discussed earlier that these all dogs are taken from Poonch. There is a satisfactory population of this breed in that area. I also belong to same area because I am also a Poonchi, and I am also a professional vet, as you know. So no other breeder from any far area can understand this breed more than our area breeder. Yes, it's true. So please never rely on misinformation. Conflict of two breeds of Kashmiri Bakarwali and Kashmiri Iksaya is also discussed at the end of this video. Stay tuned, because this is very, very tricky and very conflicting issue. Because now see this female, because these both breeds belongs to same honor, Gujar nomads of Kashmir, That's why there is a great conflict among peoples regarding this breed. These both breeds. Look at this dog, very promising dog. Look at the color of this female. This color is very much typical color of Exaya breed. This look at the muzzle of this dog. The muzzle become heavier as the age proceeds. This one is 1 year old dog. They are 10 months old. 10 months old dog. Look at the muzzle of this dog. This dog name is Soldier by Sardar Zamir Khan of Punjab, Kashmir. Very promising toward Exaya breed. Look at, now use your eyes and see the difference. Observe the difference between these all breeds. This breed has some specific characters. This breed is somehow different from other breed. As far as barking is concerned, you will hear the barking at the end of this video. I think 4 to 5 videos of barking, A-class barking of this breed. This female is very promising young Kashmiri Exaya female toward a breed. Owner is Saqib Khan of Punch, and this one is very beautiful black male from Sardar Ishtiyaq Punch Azad Kashmir. This man also belongs to Punch. And this black land dog, I think this dog is discussed earlier. Black land, very promising toward Exaya breed. This Exaya female is by Sardar Shabir Khan of Punch Azad Kashmir, and these are different specimens and different images of different specimens at puppy stage. Look at the shaved tail of this puppy. This is a custom of Kashmiri nomads to shave the tail of these dogs. If you notice these dogs, you will find mostly shaved tail dogs. This is the custom of Kashmiri people. Look at the bunch of hairs behind the shoulders. And this puppy is very promising toward Exaya breed. This female is also very, look at the color of this female. This is also very promising toward Exaya breed. Look at the double curved tail. Look at the size of this dog. Look at the hairless legs and hairs on withers. You will find the great, you will find actual difference, that hairless legs, till there are large hairs on body but legs are hairless. There is these all things are controlled by some set of genes. It means that these qualities, there should be something different in their genome of Exaya breed. It should be studied deeply. There should be some molecular level study of this breed. We are working at the molecular level, but not at such level. We are only working on DNA and genome of this breed. But there should be a comparative study. There should be a differential study of at molecular level of all Himalayan breeds. It's a need of time to study all. Look at the brindle color of this specimen, very beautiful. And you will find that mostly Ladakhi Exaya or Ladakhi is found in brindle color. Now what is Ladakhi is something else. This breed is famous by Ladakhi name. This breed do not found at Ladakh region. Ladakh region, Ladakhis have their indigenous mastiffs, which are very much close to Tibetan mastiffs, and you can say that I think there are aboriginal or ancient Tibetan mastiffs in Ladakh region. This breed is only found in Kashmir, especially in Punch region. There is no breed of such type found in Ladakh region. As simple as that. Look at this. There is a look of mud houses tradition of Punch, old houses of Punch. This breed is very much beautiful. Look at this. What a beauty. Look at the face of this. Now confusion about two breeds of Kashmiri Bakarwali tribes. One is Kashmiri Bakarwali or Kashmiri Bakarwal, second is Kashmiri Exaya, also known as Ladakhi dog, although not found in Ladakh region. There is a huge confusion. Now as these both breeds are owned by Bakarwal tribe, nomads of Kashmir, so there is a lot of mixing and crossing between these two breeds. So there is a lot of confusion about these two breeds as people take them as same breed because they are related to same Mano tribe or Bakarwal tribe. So they both are famous as Bakarwali breed of Kashmir, but they are not Bakarwali breed. Bakarwali is something else. Bakarwali is very same to Tibetan Mastiff, and Iksaya is something else. Iksaya is a different breed with different body standard, different genes which control the barking of that breed. Now, main controversy is that most people have a mix of Bakarwali and Iksaya. They have simply no idea of breed standard. They just use their information, false information and observation to judge these two breeds. So sometimes they take them as the same breeds, some take them as two different breeds. But when you discuss these two breeds with original owners of these breeds, they will clear you about these two different breeds. And those who have both of these breeds in original shape and qualities can easily judge that these both are different breeds. Certainly there is a great difference between judges and laymen. Everyone should use his eyes to judge. A layman and a breeder is different personalities, are two different persons. Now, Kashmiri Iksaya and Bakarwali, look at these two dogs. Lengthy black masked muzzle of mesocephalic towards dolichocephalic in Iksaya, and short legs, round look, and brachycephalic to mesocephalic mask of Bakarwali. Stop the video here. Read this whole. Less hair coat in Iksaya, while more hair coat in Bakarwali breed of Kashmir. Hairless legs of Iksaya, hairy legs of Bakarwali breed. Oval to round paws of Iksaya and cat-shaped paws of Bakarwali breed. Look at the difference. Tall and lengthy body of Iksaya, thick and boxy body of Kashmiri Bakarwali breed. Another conflict of Iksaya Ladakh is, as name indicates, Ladakhi means belong to Ladakh. But very interesting is that there is no such breed in Ladakh, Kashmir. Only this Iksaya breed found in Azad Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistan, and mostly in Poonch division. Maybe its forefathers came from Ladakh, or just it is a famous by name. These all information discussed earlier. Now observe the ceaseless barking only found in Kashmir. You will observe the specific genetic trait of Iksaya in next. Now you can observe the barking of Iksaya breed. As look, this is called ceaseless barking. Look how this puppy barks. What a speed! Without breaking the rhythm, without breaking. It seems that this dog do not take a breath while barking. This is known as Iksaya. Ik mean one, Saya mean bark, breathe. So Iksaya mean the dog which barks in one breath. Look at this dog. Very old video of this dog. Very old. Wow, this is specific open mode barking. You can say this is specific open mode barking. Just to observe the barking on this dog. Black mask, hairless legs, medium coat. Now observe the speed, barking in speed, known as speeders. These all are known as speeders. Tail is docked by the owner. Look at this one. This is very promising female What a speed. This is known as rhythmic barking. This quality is known as Exaya. These dogs are known as Exaya. This quality of barking. Bark without break. These are air breathe. Exaya means one breath. These are known as Exaya. Look at this dog. This dog is only 7 months old, male. This female is no more with us now. But look how she is working. This female is daughter of Great Rona, we have discussed earlier. Red King and Great Rona. This is also a good specimen. Just look at the barking of these dogs. How they bark. They're different. There are a lot of thousands of videos of these dogs. From a shorter region, shorter division of Punch. They are mostly found at Punch area. Now look at how this dog barks at puppy stage. Proper lengthy muzzle, proper shaved tail, upright. Look at this puppy, how it's barking. Very aggressive puppy. Now look at she's just barking but not in a speed. Slow motion barking. Open mouth, black line. This male is known as Bazooka. Look at the barking of this male. Look at the barking of this. This is known as slow barking. But breath do not break. Exaya mean one breath. Either slow or speed is not concerned. Speeds are mostly liked by the people. Speed is most liked by the people. This is called slow but rhythmic marking. Barks without break. This is female, very promising female. And this female barks. Look at the statue of this female. While they are barking, they do not move. Now enjoy the last video of this barking. What a speed of this. ये भला कौन है, इसका नाम है क्या, रहती है कहाँ, करती काम है क्या, लाखों हसीन देखे कोई ठहरा न सामने, इसके देखो सबके चेहरे उतर गए, ये भला कौन है, background music of this video. Now what are the findings of all Himalayan breeds? All Himalayan livestock guardian breeds share some similarities within them. Aborigine Massive and Bhuti Kukra of Nepal are more close in phenotype. Kashmiri Bakarwal or Bakarwal is one step away from these both breeds. Gaddi Kuta of India as per size is concerned seems to be a mixture of Dokhai and sister of modernity with some native Indian breed or cousin breeds of Aborigine Massive. It should be steady genetically. Gaddi should be steady genetically. Which cross is present in Gaddi? Why Gaddi is more massive and huge than other Himalayan breed? Now Kashmiri Exaya or Ladakhi is quite different in phenotype as well as genotype as specific barking trait and successfully transferring of these separate traits to next generation from centuries. That's why it's known as genotype. Hence placed in a separate breed of Himalayan livestock guardian dogs. Kai Apso, as far as phenotype beard face is concerned, bearded face is, and this bearded face successfully transferring from one parent to another, from one generation. It is also known as a separate breed of Himalayan region. Kai Apso and Kashmiri Exaya, they have some separate things in them. All other Himalayan livestock guardian breeds which are not well known are not discussed in this video tutorial. This should be studied by local community. This video is based on phenotype of all Himalayan dogs, especially those who are well preserved and flourishing at their origin and areas. Molecular study and phylogenetic analysis will further confirm these findings. Molecular study of Kashmiri Exaya Ladakhi is in progress. Hope for the best. These molecular studies are running by a department in Pakistan, Arid Agriculture University. Now, what are the author notes about these breeds? 4 of these discussed breeds are quite similar to each other, known as Aborigine Chipped Mastiff, Bhuti Kuka, Nepal, Kashmiri Bakrwal, Gaddi, etc. They may be same breed except Gaddi may be cousin breeds with same ancestor or maybe land races of same breed. No confirmed results can be mentioned here. It's of dire need to study them completely, phenotypically, behavioral and there should be genotypic study of these all breeds should be. It's dire need to study them at molecular level. Now 2 breeds are significantly different in all aspects as phenotypic: slight dolichocephalic, slender and sound body, less coat, round to oval eyes, paws with less legs in Kashmiri Exaya and Ladakhi, and genotypic barking trait of Kashmiri Exaya, Ladakhi and bearded face of Kai Apso with successful transfer of these traits to next generation from centuries. Hence these both are kept in separate breed of Himalayan region. There should be something different in these both breed of Himalaya. Rest all breeds share some similarity in a huge level. These breeds also share some similarity with other livestock guardian dogs breeds of Himalaya, but differences are significant. Now, what is the word here used? Significant. Although these breeds should be studied further, molecular and behavioral studies on Kashmiri Exaya, etc. are in progress, but they should be discussed in depth. There should be molecular studies related to these both breeds should be done. It's very important to discuss these both breeds at molecular level. This video was based on experts and breed observations. As a citizen of Kashmir, I may say exactly about Kashmiri Bakrwali and Kashmiri Exaya breeds